All right, we are recorded. Welcome to the call, guys. My name's Lori Conway, and Quintin is joining us tonight as well. Say howdy-ho.
Howdy-ho, howdy-ho.
Okay, so we have had well over 1,000 brand new distributors come onto our team in the last several days over the weekend. It's insane growth. It's really exciting. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. So, my goodness. We've got a lot of things that we're going to talk about to all these brand new distributors, and some of you that are on the call as well that are seasoned, some good reminders as well. Just as a reminder, as your new people kind of get started with this, they will want to. That was a scream, wasn't it? All right, Quintin, can you tell us a little bit about you're brand new, how do you get started?
Do I get to talk?
Yeah, you do.
I actually pulled the numbers because that's where we were going to start. And it was actually over 1,200 in the last 2 days, Lori.
Wow.
So here's what we see, folks. We get started, we sign these people up, and we don't know what to do. It's the big fat eyes in the headlights. We don't know what's going on. What do I do? I got to learn all this. I got to read all this. I got to watch all this. I got to do it. No. Nope. So what we're going to do is pull everybody back in and start the basics. And the basics of this life are what? You get the wrap on people. That is the essence of your business, and that is everything that you need to know about everything when you sign up with ItWorks. No, but I've got to know what's in that wrap. I got to know how to do a party. I got to know where to find my eSuite. Where's my website? What's the difference? Do I type HTTPS, ///? No. You just need to start getting the wraps on people. And one of the most important things that my lovely bride did was she did not wait for her kit to come in. Lori, what did you do?
I got started right away. So I knew I had jumped in full force, and I knew that I had an auto ship coming up the following month that we're going to talk about here in a second. So I knew that if I was coming into the business to make $200 a month. So if I knew that I had to get started right away. I had 4 wraps coming in my kit, and I thought if I start telling the world what I have, I possibly could sell all 4 of these wraps before they even came in. And so that was my plan, and that was my goal, and I accomplished that and had them all sold before my kit even arrived at the house.
Yeah, I think people try to overcomplicate. What do I do to get started? You know, we send out an email, and we're going to walk through a few things that we send out on an email. But the essence of everything that you do, everything that we're going to talk about, everything that we're going to share is get the wraps on people. And what Lori was saying is very, very important. One of the things that people miss from the get-go is they sign up and they're like, well, I've done everything I need to do until I get my kit in. And you could not be more wrong with that approach, because those first 30 days are absolutely critical to your success. Why is that, Lori?
They're absolutely critical because, you know, in order to open up that compensation plan, we've got to really get started as quick as possible and start working through those steps to success.
The what? What did you say, the steps to success? I've heard this mentioned before, but I'm not exactly sure what that means. Are there steps to your house, and that's where the success is?
It's steps to your mansion, and I'll explain that here in just a second. But steps to success are going to get you to where you want to be in this business. The steps to success is just like it says. It's a stepway or a stairway to your success. It is the only thing that's going to make you money in this business. And so there are 3 simple steps. The first step is to sign up, which you've already done. If you're on the call, more than likely you've signed up already. And that distributorship kit is $99 for that business builder kit. You'll have an option to boost that kit, and you can get the enrollment booster for $149, and that gives you an additional 2 boxes of wraps, a box of facials, our top-selling supplement, the greens. It gives us the defining gel, and then a fat fighter for the fat fighter demo at parties and individual wrap sessions. So that's the enrollment booster. There is a big booster kit that you can also get, and that comes for $499. You get 8 boxes of wraps, 3 boxes of facials, the greens, again, the full-size bottle of defining gel, and the fat fighter as well. And so those are optional kits, but I do highly recommend that if they can't do the $499, that they definitely do the $149 enrollment booster. And why? Because it's not only just an amazing deal. It's a one-time only option. So once they enroll, they cannot get that any longer if they don't choose that at time of enrollment. So that step number one is you sign and boost if you can, and you're going to get your auto ship set up for the following month.
Can I pause you? Can I pause you?
I'm sorry?
Can I pause? You get rolling. Can I pause you? Because I think you roll past things that are really, really important. And I know there's people out there taking notes, and I don't want you to miss this because it's very, very important. It has changed the face of our business, and that is the mini boost. The mini boost is only available to you at enrollment. She said it. I want to emphasize it. I want you to write it down. How many, as a percentage, Lori, I haven't looked in a while, what do you think the percentage of the people that we enroll now, at least mini boost, compared to what we used to do before the mini boost was available?
So the mini boost hasn't always been available. It's been the bigger boost. And, quite honestly, for $499, that's a big chunk of money, and there's a lot of thought process to that typically. The mini boost, I would say at least 90% of all my brand new enrollments get at least the mini boost.
Yeah, it's a big number, and it really will affect your volume and your success if you're talking about that, because that mini boost is setting people up for success. You're going to have all the products you need to put on and get your launch party going, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Step number 2 in steps to success, babe. Sorry.
Okay, so you're going to step number 1, you're still going to set up your auto ship. That's not going to run that month that you sign on as a distributor. It's going to run the following month, 30 days from the day that you signed. And so you're going to set that auto shipment up, and I'm going to recommend that all brand new distributors have at least an 80 BV auto ship. It's a law. That is the law. But I'm going to recommend at least 2 boxes of wraps. And the reason why is because if you're a brand new distributor or you're someone that's really working the business and making strides to grow your business every month, you're going to be wrapping people, and you want to have it on products that you're putting back on people to help to grow your business. And so you're going to set that auto shipment up for 80 BV, 2 boxes of wraps to come out the following month, and that's going to keep you commission qualified. And I'll explain a little bit about what exactly the 80 BV auto ship is.
Yeah, because it confuses people with the 400 and the 80, and we'll get to that.
We'll get to that in just a second. Okay, so that's step number 1. You sign up, boost if you can, get your auto ship set up for the following month. Don't wait. And if you're enrolling someone yourself, a brand new distributor on your team, don't wait to do that later. Do that at time of enrollment. Number 2 to steps to success is find your 4 loyal customers within your first 30 days. If you are ready to roll with this business, those 4 loyal customers should be done and knocked out in 3 days, in 72 hours. Anybody and everybody on this phone call right now that has experienced the wrap, that has experienced some of the products that this company has to offer, knows at least 4 people that would use those products for a minimum of 90 days or 3 calendar months. And so, the one great thing about this company that I absolutely love, and if you compare it to other direct sales companies, this program is like none other. The loyal customer program is unique to our business in the sense that you can give your friends, your family, or anybody on the street that wants to use our products your discount, and the company that your distributor for is going to cut you a commissions check for giving them your price. And so why wouldn't you share that opportunity? So 4 loyal customers within your first 30 days, and that's going to give you 2 free boxes of wraps. 2 free boxes of wraps set me on fire. I literally had 2 free boxes of wraps because I got my 4 loyal customers, and I got them very, very quickly. And I turned around and got those 2 free boxes of wraps and sold those 8 wraps for $30 a piece, made $240. And that right there was my goal and even starting the business to begin with.
Well, and it allowed you to run your business for free, essentially, for the next couple months to see what you could make with it.
That's absolutely right.
Now, for you note takers, I'm going to interject the facts, and then we'll go back and clean up with the explanation. You need 2 loyal customers in your first 30 days to fast start qualify you. But we always preach and teach 4, because 4 gets you on fire and gets you 2 boxes of free wraps, right, Lori?
That's absolutely right, Quintin, and I can tell you this. and I know some of you have heard me say this before, but, it sounds kind of ludicrous, but if I would have started, I've been with the company now for 2 years. If I would have started 2 years ago and I would not have gotten my 4 little customers in 30 days, I may not be sitting here on this call tonight with hundreds of you listening.
Because her husband would have been cranky that she was spending money that he wasn't supportive of, and he would have been, and he was a tightwad. That guy's pretty tight. I'm not going to lie to you. But what it did was it gade you it made you flush.
That's right.
You sold your wraps from your kit. It paid for the kit. You got your 2 free boxes of wrap. It paid for your auto ship for the next few months. And what can anyone say at that point? I'm running a business for free now. Let me make it work.
Right. I ran my business for absolutely free, and the company paid for my business for 3 months, and I ended up in the very much positive with cash overflowing from wrapping people. So I can't urge you enough to work your business with a sense of urgency to get those 4 little customers as quickly as possible.
First 30 days get you the box of wraps. Step number 3, steps to success.
Step number 3 is you're going to find free people to share the business with. And, I think a lot of people overthink this. And I think if I would have come into the business 2 years ago and I would have tried to, skip over my step number 2 and not had my customers yet and went and found people to share the business with, it probably would have overwhelmed me because I wouldn't have been able to teach them to get their little customers. And so I think it's super, super essential to follow these steps 1, 2, and 3 in order to make sure you're completing those in order to be able to teach those 3 people that you share the business with to follow step number 1, auto ship, step number 2, getting your little customers within 30 days, and then step number 3, finding people to share the business with. And if this is something that you want to do full time, and some people want to make just the $200 like I did, but I made my $200 and I kind of redreamed and decided I want $500. And then I met that and I redreamed and said I want $800. And every month or every couple of weeks I decided when I met my goal, I was kind of stretching myself a little further to see what I could do. And so one thing I can highly, highly recommend for you, if you're wanting to work this business full-time even, or you have more lofty goals, or even if you have just a couple hundred to pay your mortgage, or you pay your car payment or a couple thousand to pay your mortgage. If you do this every month, your business will explode.
So here's what people say, man. There's more to it. There's got to be more to it. I don't know enough. I've got to learn. I don't understand the compensation plan. I don't understand how I get paid. What do I get paid in my 3rd generation if this diamond promotes it? You don't need to understand any of that stuff. All you have to do is focus on the steps to success, which in its very simplest form means you get wraps on people. All right, so look. There's variance in this across the board, but what we preach and teach from the beginning is that you start yourself off with a launch. We're not a party planning company, but we always preach and teach launch. Why do we do that, Lori?
We teach a launch party because simply it's the easiest way to get a room full of people with the product on and get a bunch of people excited at once. And when we can do that and let everybody know what we've got our hands on, it helps us grow the business without having to meet with everybody individually. It's one thing that you said, we're not a party plan company, but we sure love to party. And so this may not be something that you do all the time as far as parties go. Maybe your niche is Facebook. Maybe your niche is individual wrapping. But I highly, highly recommend if you're coming into the business to start your business off within the first 10 days of the launch party. And if I personally sponsor somebody, you better believe that I'm pushing them to do their launch party within that first 10 days. It simply just gets your business off to a huge start.
And let's talk to just a couple specific things about that launch party. Again, not every leader will preach and teach launch party. There's a lot of people who've never used a launch party. But what we're teaching you today and what we're telling you today are things that we feel are duplicatable systems that work across the board and have proven themselves over time. All right, that launch party is a necessity, and that launch party isn't an individual thing. The things that we're talking to you about, Facebook. Your circle, your list of 50 or 100 we'll talk about in a little bit, your launch party, we didn't do any of these things individually. We did them all collectively. We've kind of coined the term we live the blitz, right, Lori?
Right.
And your launch party is kind of the start to that for us. Again, you could do a launch party online. And, you could do a launch party by just having 5 or 6 friends over and talking about a wrap and putting wraps on people. Essentially, that's a party. We have created a video. We have actually 3 videos on how to do a party that's on our YouTube page. You've got our old one that's been watched a bunch of times, which is before the party pad came out, and then we just we updated one with Liz where you guys did it, the 3-station approach to how to do a launch party, which includes the party pad. Right,
and those are really, really important videos to watch. Something a lot of people will say, well, my sponsor lives out of state, is not nearby. Your sponsor does not dictate your success. Your launch party can be simply done by you, simply by what Quintin said, by having a few people over. It's not a big production. You have them come over in comfy clothes, you put the wrap on people, and you follow up that evening or that afternoon prior to them leaving for their 45-minute results. And those videos will help you a lot, just with some pointers. We have a 3-station approach that I highly believe in because, if you're having an off moment, your system will work for you if you work it. And it's really important that you review those videos and check those out on our YouTube.
That's a really important statement that you just said. The reason why, I'm going to back all the way up. I'm going to tell you, when Lori and I got into this business and we started working it, one of the things I think that set us apart from some was that we really sought out people who were successful and who were already implementing strategies and systems that worked, and all we did was copy it. We didn't reinvent anything. We just went out and sought advice and direction from those who were successful and replicated what they did. That's all we did. And so what we're telling you to do tonight is the stuff that we've learned that you should do. I'm not telling you to do anything that we haven't already done or don't do ourselves on a regular basis. So do you have to have a launch party? No. Would I recommend that you start with a launch party? 100% every time.
Absolutely. Okay, so, one big question. Let's go back to that auto ship a little bit. We've covered the steps to success. We covered the reason for a launch party. What exactly is that 80BV auto ship, Quintin?
Well, what is the requirement? I'm sorry, I was reading when you were talking. What is the requirement?
That 80BV auto ship. Explain exactly what that 80BV auto ship is. So if you're going to be signing a brand new distributor, what do you say about that 80BV auto ship?
Well, I explain it this way. I say, look, your 80BV auto ship is the product that you're purchasing on a monthly basis to run your business. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to need wraps. You're going to need wraps. At a bare minimum, you need 80BV. 80BV equates out to be usually, a box of wraps and some greens. That's pretty close.
Right.
But we never teach that. We always teach 2 boxes of wraps. And the reason why we teach that, if you're working this business like you should, you will not keep wraps in stock. If you just signed up and you're new to this business, you haven't even touched your market, you haven't even touched your 50 or 100 list, you're going to need wraps. So we sign them up, and we always encourage people to put it on 2 boxes of wraps. And the reason why we put it on 2 boxes of wraps is simple. You're going to be wrapping 8 people a month. That's your focus. That's your goal. We sell our wraps for $30 a pop to everyone, 25 with a coupon. So I'm using my numbers on 30. So 3 times 8 is $240. So if I'm spending $120 in wraps and I'm making $240, I am making my auto ship pay me each month just in wraps if I'm getting those wraps on people. Your 80BV auto ship is your commitment to run your business. It is the law. You do not turn it off ever. And the reason why you don't turn it off ever is because that is what opens the full compensation plan to you. Your 400 PVB, which we'll talk about in a little bit, only commission qualifies you. That only allows you to make commissions. When you run that auto ship, you are open to every ounce of the compensation plan, including all the bonuses and commissions together.
If your auto ship runs, you get paid. If it's not run, you do not get paid. It is a simple process, and if you are in business, you will definitely be running your auto ship.
And if you can't afford an auto ship, then you shouldn't be a distributor.
You should get wrapping, because I have known a lot of people that can't hardly afford to keep their utilities on that have done very, very successful in this business because they focused, they started putting the wraps on people. And, she even said, I wrapped to feed my family. I wrapped to pay my utilities. There's definite ways to work this business on a very, very tight budget.
Well, I say that as a joke. I say if you can't afford your auto ship, you shouldn't be in this business, because if you can't afford that auto ship, again, I just told you my auto ship is paying me $120 a month.
And what business can you run
where you're getting paid on it?
Where you can open your storefront and everything's 100% paid for? Okay, how do I get paid? A lot of people ask this question. You're brand new, you're just in, and I even ask that same question. How in the world do I get paid? I know the steps to success, yes, but really, how do I get paid? Of course, my answer is always going to say by building your business through the steps to success is how you get paid. But there are actually 3 sections that you get paid. The first one is cash. That is where you're going to see your big bucks right at first. If you're a brand new distributor, you're going to be wrapping a lot of people. And if you see a high cash volume like I saw my first month, then more than likely you're going to be successful in this business because Pam Souter says the one that wraps the most wins.
And that's true.
If your cash value is high, then you're going to see that your bonus and commissions, which are your second and third ways of earning income with this business, are also going to be high. So that cash basically is your money that you're making at your launch party. People are coming in paying $30 for the wrap, or they're coming in and paying you $30 for the wrap for an individual wrap. That's your money. That's not the company's money. That's your money. And so if you have a goal to make $200 like I did, then I need to figure out how many people do I need to wrap to make that goal. And if you do that, I guarantee you will overshoot your goal.
Yeah, what happens is you sign up and you think, hey, I'm going to make money in this business by selling wraps. I'm going to hump it out and sell wraps and sell wraps and sell wraps, and that's how I make money. Well, that's kind of true. I mean, when you're in the very beginning, most of your money is going to be made in wrap cash, where you're wrapping people. But what you will come to find the longer you're in this business is that isn't even a microcosm of the income that you're going to earn. I mean, those wraps are awesome in the beginning, and they're awesome all the way through, but they're not even they're such a small part of your income as your business grows.
Literally is the tip of your iceberg. So
yeah.
The second way to get paid is through bonuses. Now, we've already talked a little bit about bonuses through product bonuses. Once you complete that step number 2 of finding your first 4 little customers in 30 days, the company's going to give you a product bonus.
$2. Well, it's a product credit of $120, which you use to get $2 of wraps.
Of wraps, because that's going to allow you to make more money and put back into your business. You're also going to receive, for every 2 little customers that you put in, you're going to receive an applicator reward. What's an applicator reward, Quintin?
It's a reward for applicator.
A reward for applications. So that gives you a box of wraps. What?
$25.
$25. So look at your margins going up on the cash value. So you're originally selling your wraps for $30. You're going to continue to do that, and you pay about $15 as a distributor. So you've made $15 on that wrap. Well, now you've gotten a wrap reward, and you have a box of 4 wraps for $25 that you're selling for $30 a piece. That just increased your margins to about make $24.75 a piece on each wrap. So that's pretty awesome, right? So your bonus is that's your product is the 120 product credit bonus, which is typically 2 free boxes of wraps when you complete step number 2 of finding your 4 little customers in your first 30 days, and then your applicator rewards. Tell us about the other bonuses.
Oh, yeah. Who cares about those little bonuses you were just talking about?
Talk about the huge bonus.
Let's talk about Fast Start Bonus, baby. Fast Start Bonus is when you're going to start going, oh, my goodness, this is too good to be true. Because what happens is, as life goes on and you enroll distributors and you teach them to work the steps to success, which means in their first 30 days, they're going to get their 4 loyal customers. Every time you enroll a distributor who completes their steps to the success to number 2, gets their 4 loyal customers, actually 2, to Fast Start qualify in the first 30 days, you're going to earn what's called a Fast Start bonus. You get $100 for every distributor you enroll who Fast Starts within the first 30 days. And again, being Fast Start qualified means I got my 2 loyal customers in 30 days. So every distributor I do, boom, $100. Boom, $100. Boom, it starts raining $100 bills.
Yes, I absolutely love it. Second month into the business, between the first month, 6 to 8 weeks probably, into the business, I sponsored 9 distributors. I taught them the steps to success, and I ensured that they were Fast Start qualified by getting their 4 little customers, or 2 little customers, but we teach the 4. Because I wanted them to see that product credit as well. But I taught them to do that, and in doing so, I was paid $900 cash That's not even my commissions that we're going to talk about here in a minute. But $900 cash just in bonus money. So that right there was pretty exciting, right, Quintin?
That's right, and that's your fast start bonus. Once you get to diamond or above, there's another bonus that kicks in that's called the cab bonus, so that's the old version of it. It's now called the diamond coding bonus, which is an incremental bonus based on rank and position. We won't confuse you with that at this point, but once you hit that diamond rank or above, you know, Lori, I've heard you say time and time again, that's when you really are writing your own checks to make as much money as you want, because cab bonuses are unbelievable.
I think you work this business with a sense of urgency, and you get yourself to diamond, and we're going to talk about kind of that opportunity for that good bonus that many of you have signed on in time for. But that is really, diamond level is really the license to print money. You literally can write your own paycheck.
Yeah. All right, so our step 3 in our commissions chat here is going to be the third way I get paid is commission. Sorry, I said that wrong. On my compensation chat, my step 3 is my commission. So you get into this business, you think you're earning fat cash because you're selling wraps, and you are. But then you start making those cab bonuses, your fast start bonuses, and you're like, oh, buddy. And then guess what? You've built a team, and what starts flowing in? Commissions, right?
Right. I mean, who would have thought you could actually earn money when you sleep? I had no clue when I signed up for this business 2 years ago. I was like what Quintin was saying. I was just out to sell some wraps and make some cash, some just extra cash. And as I started to work through the steps of success, I not only got my cash, got my bonuses that I just spoke of, but I started to earn commissions. You know, my first commissions check was small. It was $47.
$47.
$47. But I knew if I kept working through and building my business through the steps of success and teaching the people that I signed on to do the same thing, that my commissions would grow. And boy, oh boy, did it ever. Commissions are paid to you from your residual income. So residual income is income that you're not working for every minute. So I'm going to wrap somebody. I'm going to offer them the opportunity as a customer or a distributor. And basically I'm going to say, wow, you had amazing results. Are you interested in just using the product, or are you interested in making money as well?
I think it's funny. I just mapped it out because I'm boring like that. You make in about 4 minutes now what you did in your first month commission check. That's funny.
Pretty amazing.
All right, so here's the deal.
And why is because the success are very duplicatable. I work them and I teach them, and many of you that have been sponsored by some of our leaders are teaching them as well. It's super important to your success. So those commissions, basically, you're asking people either to be a user of the product as wholesale pricing as a loyal customer, and you're paid 15% commissions on the backside of that, or they're signing up as a distributor, and you're allowing them to be able to work with a sense of urgency through those steps of success too, allowing you to earn commissions on whatever they do for business and on the customers that they bring on.
Yep.
And so those commissions may start low. You're going to work really hard the first month, and you may see a low commission checker in your mind of low, like $47. But as you continue to do that, your commissions will go up monthly.
Yep. And so just remember, we get cash, we get bonuses, and we get commissions. That's how we get paid. Your commissions are paid out on the 15th of each month, and your bonuses are paid out weekly. Your fast start bonuses are paid out weekly on Friday. So we've talked a lot about compensation. Let's go back, Lori, to I want to interject here. Do not spend time analyzing and trying to learn the compensation plan. Do not do it. We just told you way more than you even need to know about the compensation plan. All you need to know is get wraps on people, and as you go through it, work with your sponsor or your diamond or above upline to help you and learn how to grow your team and where to place people if you place and how to grow that correctly. They can help you with the compensation piece. It will come to you over time. Do not waste time trying to learn it, because it's Greek right now, and let's not waste time trying to learn Greek. Let's get wraps on people. So let's go back to I'm getting wraps on people. I'm working through the steps to success. I understand how to make some money. What about our eSuite? Let's talk a little bit about, how do we do some training as we start getting wraps on people, Lori?
Okay. I'm going to pause you for a second. I'm going to go back.
Okay.
I think there's something I need to say just to clarify. Those steps to success, yes, absolutely work through them. And one thing I say as a sponsor to my brand new distributor, so if you're brand new on the call tonight and you're like, well, I don't know about placement, you don't have to worry about anything like Quintin said. I say when you complete all the steps to success through number 3 and you've signed 3 brand new distributors, when you go to sign your 4th distributor is when you need to call me. And you need to call me, and we need to talk about placement. And that's when you're going to learn more of the complex version of the compensation plan.
Yeah.
Okay. eSuite, yes, absolutely. I think, we have some Greek lingo, right, in this business. We have things like eSuite. We have things like Blitzcar, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. We have things like BV, GV, PVV, those things that can sound very Greek and kind of overwhelming. Your eSuite versus your website. When you sign on as a brand new distributor, you're going to get a brand new website for absolutely free your first 30 days. If you choose to keep that website month to month, it is an additional $20.
And it's a no-brainer, $20, by the way.
$20. If I was getting into the business, you think about all the $20 that you're putting in, definitely. But this is something that I would tell you for certain, and I think, Quintin, you'd agree with me. If you hadn't spent that $20 on your eSuite every month, we would not be sitting here today making the checks that we are making now, because it allows us to be able to see everything that's going on and kind of help our team.
Well, I think people look at their website merely as a place for people to go and sign up for their business, and that's not at all what we use our website for. In fact, I'll say this now: we never, ever, if we can all avoid it, let anyone sign themselves up on our website. We always do that piece. What we use our website for is managing our pipeline, looking at our downline, running reports, and seeing who needs what, where people are, and more importantly than anything else, we use our eSuite for the training that we've got in there.
Right. So your website, your personal website or replicated site is set up on, upon enrollment, and is usually yourname.myitworks.com. This is where you will go to enroll all your loyal customers. This is where you're going to go to enroll your distributors. You would click on Shop for your loyal customers, and you would click on Opportunity for signing up distributors. Now, your eSuite is completely different from your website. You go to your website, so whatever your website set up, typically yourname.myitworks.com, and your eSuite is your back office, quote unquote. It can be found by logging into to your replicated site or your website, and then you're going to go to the very top where it has login on your right hand.
On your top right, you're going to kind of hover over that area.
You hover over that, you click login, and your login number is going to be the number given to you upon enrollment or from your actual sponsor. That is your distributor number. That is your DT number. So that's an acronym for distributor, DT. You put your DT number in there, and I wouldn't change that because you're going to need to know your distributor number. So keep that number because that's something that you want to memorize. And then your password that you've set for your eSuite. That allows you to log in, and once you've entered that information, you want to go up to that right-hand corner again and hover over your name. And over your name, it's going to be an option on your click-down option there. It's going to say eSuite. And you want to click on eSuite, and that is where all your training is. That's going to bring you to your dashboard, and I know this sounds Greek, but as you do that, there's really no messing it up, so to speak. You just log in, go to your eSuite, start your training. There's a training academy. There's a training academy that you'd want to go through. This is something that as soon as you sign up, empower yourself, go back to that website, get signed in, and get your training started.
Okay, I'm going to tell a quick story because people say, I don't have time to do all this. I don't have time to do my training. I watched my wife get her phone, log into her training academy, push play, turn the volume up, and get in the shower. And she listens. You don't have to watch a video. You can listen to a video. She listened to the video while she took a shower in the morning. She listened to a video while she was getting ready. She made time to learn the things that she needed to learn.
And back in that eSuite, you have PDF files to show you how to do everything, how to enroll a loyal customer.
All your docs are in there.
How to submit a ticket, which is our customer service line. It's our email system into corporate to answer questions for us. So it's a great, great tool. So that's the difference between your eSuite versus your website. One thing I might add for your website, a lot of people that brand new come into the business say, why is my website not working? Mm-hmm. Something to keep in mind when you go to put your website, leave the www off. and don't give that site with the www on it. So just put yourname.myitworks.com, and it will come right up. It does not have any glitches or issues with that.
Okay.
Let's see. What's a qualified leg? Can you talk a little bit about qualified leg?
Yeah. You're going to look at a qualified leg. You're going to look at a chart. Like they used to send charts out in the kits. I don't know if they come in them anymore, but if you log into your website under documents, you can find charts that will chart yourself to executive and ruby and emerald and diamond and on up. And what you're going to see on those charts is all these boxes on it, and all those boxes have a 400 number in it. A qualified leg means that I have a live, real human being in a box on my chart, and that box needs to be filled with at least $400 in volume to be a qualified leg. How does that happen?
Oh, I can tell you a really, really simple way to get a 400 GV box. How you do that is you simply work through the steps. Okay, so step number 1, you're going to run your auto ship. I recommend 2 boxes of wraps. So you're going to be anywhere from 80 BV as the law up to 108, okay, for BV. So that's going to fill that amount. And then you're going to find 4 loyal customers in your first 30 days, and that is going to be 4 loyal customers. If you sign them up for the Skinny Pack, which is our top-selling pack that we offer at any party or any individual wrapping session, that is my top pack that I sell, the top seller.
Yep.
And that's 80 BV right there. So you got 4 times 8 is what? 320
plus my auto.
And then plus your auto ship of 80 BV or more is going to give you a $400 qualified box.
Yep. Those boxes have to be qualified for promotions. That's very, very important. So for those of you who are currently distributors and you want to get to executive and you want to get to Ruby, when you go to promote, all of those boxes must have at least a minimum of $400 in volume in there. And what's tricky, so as you learn through this, is that volume is like fire. It always burns up. And so you may have one person who signed people and loyal customers and distributors, and that volume is really heavy. And then you may have one box on your top line that has no one. It's a new person. You just signed them up, and they don't have any volume. If you're going to promote, all of those boxes have to have $400 in volume for your chart to be qualified legs.
Right. And so don't let that overwhelm you. A lot of times, especially if I personally sponsor you, I'll have a lot of people ask me, what's that 400 qualified leg mean? I'm like, don't worry about it. Let's just work through the steps to success, because when you do, that volume comes automatic.
Yeah, it'll take care of itself.
It takes care of itself. And so, I don't try to minimalize or
overcomplicate or undercomplicate.
Undercomplicate, and I know sometimes you'll say, well, I just want to know more, and I'm like, literally the step success is going to buy your success, and I understand some personalities want to know more of the complex version of that compensation plan, and if you've got to know percentages on everything.
Well, hey, it's a moot point until you work through the steps to success, isn't it?
You're not going to earn anything once you work through the steps to success. So the steps to success are definitely in place and modeled by the company for our success. And so if we've got a simple plan to work. If we just work it, we'll get that pay. The document section, your eSuite, will also, you can print off your compensation plan, which is like 16 pages. And that's why I don't want you wasting time reading 16 pages when you can work through the steps to success, and that is the very simplified version for the steps to success.
Yeah, just get wraps on people.
Okay, what would you recommend? You're brand new, Quintin, and you're, you just got on board, and you're running an auto ship, and you're excited about getting customers, and you need to invest in some things for your business. What's the number one thing that you would recommend to invest?
Blitz cards.
Okay, so Blitz cards. What in the world are Blitz cards?
Well, did I answer your question right? We don't even have an outline. We're kind of winging it now, if you can't tell that. But did I answer your question right?
Absolutely did.
Yes. What do I get as a prize?
A kiss.
Yes. Well, somebody here, give it to me. A Blitz card. Well, a Blitz card is our version of a business card in a sense. And what the Blitz card does is it has, basically an image of our product. It has images of where you can put it, and it has contact information about you. Well, we get ours printed with it, but you can print labels or write it in there about your information and how to find you. So your Blitz card is your number one tool or resource for the real Blitz. And your real Blitz is your mouth. Okay, the conversation. A Blitz card is your go-to tool to show people, look, we have an awesome product. This is what it is, and this is what it does. That's what a Blitz card is designed to do. You should always have Blitz cards on you because your Blitz card is your number one tool to help you blitz. And what blitz means is talking about your business, being about your business. We use the term live the blitz because everything you say, everything you wear, everywhere you go, everything you do, you have an opportunity to live your business and talk to people and spread the word about your business. The Blitz card is the number one resourceful tool to help you generate that conversation, which is what we believe is the real blitz, the conversation.
Yes, absolutely. And so, one thing is don't be afraid of this. Go share your blessing. Go share what you have your hands on. You are literally one Blitz card from changing someone's life. Do you realize that? I don't even say, heck, you're only one Blitz card from changing your own life. And so be a walking Blitz. Have your Blitz cards with you. You're going to get about 5 of them in your kit. And I understand, I came on board and I didn't have a whole lot of money to spend on extra fluff. And so one thing that I can highly, highly recommend that you definitely want to spend money on is those Blitz cards. You can get a whole stack of them, of 100 for $15. So they definitely will pay for itself.
And I'll say this. It's the easiest thing to use when you're new in the business, and it's the easiest thing to do when you've been at the pinnacle of the business. We still use Blitz cards the same today as we did the first day we were in this business.
Absolutely. So where do you order those? You order them at myitworksstore.com. This is where you go for all your marketing materials. If you're brand new, you have a code for 10% off your first order. And so if you're ordering for the very first time, you have 10% off your first order, and that's new to, the number 2, ItWorks. And that gives you 10% off. So new to ItWorks. We'll give you 10% off.
What was the website to go do it again? Say it again.
myitworksstore.com.
Okay.
And you're going to get 10% off your first order through new to ItWorks. If you have the money, I would highly suggest for my number 2 business building tool would be an ItWorks shirt. It never fails. If I've got my ItWorks shirt on, people will ask me about it all day long. And if I just wear that shirt, it generates conversation.
Yeah, that's part of living the Blitz. And since we're on this topic, because we haven't even talked about it, we have a whole slew of videos that we've created for you on different topics. We've got one on living the Blitz. We've got one on the parties. We've got one on blitzing. We've got a bunch of videos that we've created for everybody to use where we're showing you, we're demonstrating things for you, we're showing you how to wrap. All of that's on our YouTube channel, which is on our Boom page that you can go up under files. You'll see a videos file. All of our videos in there. You can watch them all or listen to them when you're in the shower.
And that's even on our Divas page as well, under files. So get on our YouTube channel, subscribe to it, and every time we put a new video on, it will notify you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Blitz cards are number 1, potentially $25 extra for a shirt. So those are the highly, highly great tools to grow your business.
I use a bracelet that I got at a corporate event that has generated more questions than anything I've ever worn. True story. And
it was absolutely free, so just get yourself an event. Let's talk about, brand new distributor. One thing that you can do for your success, certainly, is to plug in. Let's talk about plugging in a little bit. What ways can you plug into the community of ItWorks, Quintin?
Well, I think the most important way that you can plug in, first of all, is on corporate calls. And I say that because, I think instantly your brain will go to Facebook page. But there's so many Facebook pages, and we invest so much time on Facebook. I think sometimes Facebook can overwhelm us and can distract us more than it helps us. And so I'm going to say corporate calls for me because corporate calls starts to give you a larger vision of what's going on, who the players in the world are. You've got the Show Me the Money calls that happen every Monday night, which on those calls you're hearing success stories of people and what they did and how they actually did it. So for me, it's either going to be, number 1 for me would be either be corporate calls or plugging into our Facebook pages because the Facebook pages is just a plethora of information. It's a great community. It's a great conversation. It's a great resource for everyone to help each other out. But I think sometimes that can be slightly overwhelming for folks, and you don't need to know all that stuff. You don't got to dive in so deep. What you've got to do is get wraps on people, and if in the meantime you can listen to a couple corporate calls a couple times a week, then I think you're a winner.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I couldn't agree more. If you're local to a team that's having monthly meetings, weekly meetings, if you can dive into those as well.
Yeah.
MyItWorksEvents.com will give you a corporate calendar for all the events that are taking place around the nation, actually globally, through the month. So definitely look on that calendar. That's updated daily. And you want to look on that calendar for any events in your area. So if you see a One Team, One Mission that's in driving distance for you, go.
Yeah.
It's something that definitely can
the corporate experience is a life-changing thing, I think. I mean, you've got to go surround yourself with like-minded people, feel the energy, feel the vibe, meet new people, learn new things. Corporate events are huge. I mean, they're definitely way up that list.
So let's just face it, you sign on to do something like this crazy rap thing, people are going to think you're crazy at first, and your warm market may not be very receiving, and some people quit before their kid even comes in because of the negativity around them. And so really plugging in and making sure that you're staying around, like Quintin said, like-minded people is super, super imperative to your long-term success.
It occurred to me, sorry, I don't know what your next thing that you want to talk about is, but, well, first let's finish plugging in. You can plug into the website as well, like we were talking about with the Training Academy and your eSuite. You can plug into other leaders. I think that's important. There's calls going on all over the place by various teams, and people usually have their calls open. We try to share as much of that as we can. Calls are a big one for us because I can do different things while I'm listening to a call, you know what I mean? I'm not tied down to it. I'm driving down this road and I can listen to a call. So there's a lot of different ways to plug in. You absolutely must plug yourself in. You cannot live in an island in the middle of nowhere and run your business. This is a social experience. You're working in a multi-level marketing business. It's totally different than what you're used to. You've got to get out there. You've got to interact and get plugged in. It's one of the most important things that you can absolutely do. I realize we've said our 50s or 100 list. We've referenced that a couple times, and we probably have never told anyone what that is.
Yeah. Okay, so this is super important as well. And what I would say is just, don't overthink this. It doesn't. It's just a list of people that you either want to introduce the rap to or the business opportunity to or both. And so, I don't have anything fancy. I just have, actually, I used the back of my chart for a long time that the company sent to me and my kid. But I just wrote names down. And I literally opened my Facebook page and started writing my friends down. And those people those people kind of made someone else come to mind, and I wrote them down. I know there's a memory jogger in our eSuite as well that will help you kind of
run through it. It's a form.
Yeah, form that 50s list. But I think the very best way is just to open your Facebook page and start going through your friends list. And don't be afraid to share the blessing that you have. But basically, I go through 3 different categories. I say, I compliment them and say how wonderful they are, genuinely, okay? So compliment them in an area of their life and tell them that you would love for them to join the business, so you think it would be lots of fun to work together.
Or try the product.
Yeah. And so if they're not interested in that, then, ask them about trying the product, the wrap, and getting it for a low customer price. If they're not interested in that, then you go on to question number 3 of hosting a party. And so they don't get off when they say no once. It's literally a 3-question 50s list. And so I'm going to ask them to join my team. I'm going to ask them to be a loyal customer. I'm going to ask them to host a party. And so essentially, if they don't have the money to be a distributor, hey, you can get products cheaper as a loyal customer. Hey, I don't want to do that. Hey, you can get one for absolutely free for hosting a party with 5 of your friends.
Working down the list. And your 50 or 100s list is just your circle of influence of people that you can start with and working, and branching out with your business. You can branch out from there. Some people don't even start with their warm market. They start, past the inner circle from the outer circle, because your inner circle can sometimes be the hardest. So I totally understand that. Either way, all that form is designed to do is give you a 50 or 100 people that you can focus on contacting when you start your business.
Something I think was a great tip that I took from, I believe it was Christy and Mark DeJesus' call one night about, that warm market. If you're getting into direct sales, you're running a business. And so if you had a storefront business and you expected that your warm market would pay your paycheck every month, you'd be in trouble, right?
Yeah.
And so you wouldn't certainly run your direct business sales to direct it to your warm market to pay your paycheck to you every month. You've got to get outside of that warm market and start introducing this product to people that you don't know, and introducing the opportunity to people that you don't know to grow your success.
Yep. And I also want to say, too, on our Boom page, and the Divas page, I believe. I know for sure it's on the Boom page. There is a form called New Distributor Start Here, or if I'm new, start. There's a form out there that we've created that has a lot of the information that we're verbally telling you in written format, so phone numbers and websites and all that kind of good jazz out there. So under the file section, again, on the Boom page is a great resource for you. And,
yeah, I think that's on the Divas page as well.
Okay.
It's a great resource. I mean, I would print it off and keep it handy in your kit in that folder that you get from corporate. And, you know, one thing, too, is those corporate customer service numbers. You know, I'll just shout them out real quick. The distributor hotline is 1-800-581-5469. 1-800-581-5469. The customer service number for your loyal customers is 1-800-537-2395. 1-800-537-2395. Those are numbers that you definitely should, at the end of the call tonight, enter into your cell phone and save them.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about how to find those conference calls, corporate conference calls. Where do you go to find that, Quintin?
Well, because I can never remember my ItWorks.com, I go to Google and I type in ItWorks and it pulls up my ItWorks.com, which is the corporate made page. And on the bottom left-hand side of the main corporate page, there's a little link that says calendar. I believe it says calendar. It's on the very left-hand side at the bottom. You're going to click that, and boom, the calendar is going to pop up. And on that page, it's going to show you what Lori was talking about. Everything on the corporate calendar, which includes all the OTMs and the boot camps and all that kind of good stuff. But every Sunday night and every Monday night, you're going to have, the Sunday night is the corporate call, and the Monday night is the Show Me the Money call. There will be a link there. If it's live, you can listen online. Or if it was last week's call, you can listen to previously recorded calls on that corporate calendar.
Here's the amazing thing. If you don't get them live, you can listen to them recorded.
Yep.
So that, you know, that calendar can be utilized for many, many things. Tuesday night is a Freedom and Fresh call. The Freedom and Fresh Start call as well with Rusty Lackey. So all, you know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday offer opportunity to get on corporate calls, and I would plug in to as many of those as you can.
Yep.
And, you know, if you think to yourself, I just can't have a single moment of alone time, or I've got kids screaming in the background, guess what? All those calls are muted. And so I always say, isn't it great to get on a call and have it on speaker and maybe get one quality thing from that call, you know, one tip, one nugget of information that you can take away, versus not even getting on the call at all.
Well, I remember, and I'll tell you this, I feel bad saying this, but I can remember when you first started, Lori, and I was in my own world for a little while, but when you first started, I remember she would walk around with her cell phone and earbuds in. And I never knew what she's just walking around the house with her phone in her pocket and her earbuds in, doing other things, and I never... You know, here I am off of my own little world, and there she is listening to corporate calls from previous times, doing other things.
Right. So make it a point to plug into those. One quick thing, let's go back to payouts. A lot of people say, well, like, how do I get paid? Your compensation question. Once you have earned more than $20 in commissions or bonuses, you'll receive an email asking you to activate your MyItWorksPay.com account, okay? Your MyItWorks Pay portal is a lot like a PayPal account if you've had one, and you can transfer your funds directly into your account, or you can receive the option of getting a MyItWorks card. So either one of those options are available to everybody. But you do not get an email until you at least have $20 in commissions or bonuses to be paid out. And so a lot of people say, oh, I never got that email. Make sure you're checking your junk file because, you know, that could very well go into that.
Yep.
So that is a great question.
What else you got? You got any more on that list? You know, we never talked about actually physically wrapping pictures versus tape measures and any of that kind of good stuff.
Okay, so let's talk about when you're wrapping somebody, what's involved in wrapping somebody. You try to make that process as simple as possible. I know kind of old school, we would do three separate measurements, upper, middle, lower. You know, I've definitely gotten away from that now because the reality is when you do, people never will typically remeasure. So what's the point? So what you need...
So they'll remeasure like at a party instantly, but they won't do their 3-day later remeasurement.
Day later. So that wrap, you're going to see results in 45 minutes, and they're going to see progressive results in 72 hours. And so what I do is I typically wrap bellies at parties because it's the easiest place to get to. And then I sign people up as a loyal customer if they want to wrap other areas of their body, because they can do that in the privacy of their own home. But that belly area, I want to make sure that, I'm taking a before picture, and then just putting the wrap on.
Yep, and waiting 45 minutes, taking that wrap off, taking an after picture. And we use an app called Photo Frame, right? Is that what you're still using, Photo Frame?
Yep.
On our iPhones, that you can set the pictures side by side with each other and see them. A picture doesn't lie. The tape measure doesn't lie, but half the time, the tape wouldn't show what pictures would on how your skin is repaired or lifted. And here's the thing. One of the most important things about wrapping people is setting the correct expectation for them when they wrap. Lori, what are the 3 things that can happen when you wrap someone?
When you wrap somebody, that expectation should be they're going to tighten, tone, and firm their skin. And so when you're putting that applicator or that skinny wrap on their belly, you're going to help them tighten, tone, and firm. And if you're saying anything else about that wrap, you're setting expectations that may not be attainable for their first wrap especially. Because we have to remember that first wrap is going to tighten, tone, and firm, right? Now, some people are going to have loose pants. Some people are not. With that first wrap. And if you're measuring people, it kind of is a competition a little bit at a party. And some people think, her measurements were better than mine, or his measurements were better than mine. Well, it doesn't have anything to do with that, because you're tightening, toning, and firming. And so the more applications they put on that same area, the better results they're going to see. And so the simplified version of doing that is doing that before picture, slapping the wrap on, taking the after picture, and slapping the wrap back on if they choose, and then letting them know and educating them that 3 more wraps are going to complete their full treatment.
Right, but what are the 3 things, too, that can happen when you wrap? We always talk about that belly can shrink, that belly can bloat, but you'll always get skin repair. Those 3 things.
For one, you're always going to have skin repair with a wrap, always, and that's why those pictures are imperative. 90% of people are going to see measurable loss. That's the second thing. 90%, most of them will. The third thing that can happen is called a toxic bloat. That happened to me. And so if I would have been uneducated or been told, something that I wasn't potentially going to expect, then I would have been steered wrong. But I knew that was a possibility, and I know that comes with lifestyle. If they are not hydrated going into the wrap, this is something that is going to help them flush toxins. And if their body's not hydrated, their body's not able to do that. So setting those expectations up front that it's going to tighten, tone, and firm. I don't talk about loss because not everybody's going to lose. And quite frankly, we, by the FDA, are not regulated to talk about inch loss. And so the beautiful thing is that these wraps do make our pants fit looser, but we can't talk about what the tape measure necessarily does because we are not a pharmaceutical and we do not have claims to be in a pharmaceutical drug and making those drug claims.
Yeah, the bottom line is set the right expectation.
Yes. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to cover. There's a lot to know, but I would say just don't get overwhelmed. Steps to success is where it's at.
Yep.
You sign up, you get your auto ship on for the following month, you get your loyal customers as fast as you can, and then you find 3 people to share the business with. And you complete this, you teach it, and then repeat it.
Yeah, and I think going back to what you said in the very beginning of this, you've heard us say the steps to success at least 1,000 times on this call for a reason, and that's because that's all we focus our business on. That's all we focus our business on in the beginning, in the middle, and that's what we're still doing right now. And what you said that I think is really critical is you've got to work your business with a sense of urgency because right now, I like to say we're in the trifecta of awesomeness. We have a product that works, we have a business model that works, and we have timing that works. We are in such a huge state of momentum that it's really important to emphasize a sense of urgency in your business. Let's get it done now and take advantage of that giant wave that we can ride. So get to work. Congratulations on signing up. We're glad that you're here. Our Boom page is going to be a good resource for you. The Divas page is a good resource for you, but we'll always encourage you, go to your sponsor, go to your Diamond Upline, and if you can't get the answers you need, come to us.
Absolutely. Always seek help if what if your sponsor is not running as fast as you or cannot answer those questions, or you have more of a sense of urgency than they do, reach up. There's always, right, Quintin, there's always somebody within your upline that is interested in helping you achieve your goals and your success.
Yeah, somewhere, it's kind of a joke. Somewhere someone's interested in you because somewhere someone's coded to you. That doesn't make any sense to you right now, but you mean something financially to someone, and more important than that, you mean something to this team, because the more people that we can get on board and teach the life-changing opportunity from a business model and the life-changing opportunity from a product standpoint, the greater impact we're going to have on our community. So you mean something to someone, I guarantee it.
You definitely mean something to us. So reach up as needed and get the help that you need. But empower yourself. That's one key I would leave with this call, is empower yourself to work through these steps to success. Empower yourself to go through your eSuite training. Empower yourself to look at those YouTube videos, because there's so much out there that if you have questions that are probably going to answer those questions for you. Utilize your Facebook pages for questions. I think one of the most asked questions right off the bat is, can you rap while breastfeeding?
Can a nursing mother rap?
Can a nursing mom rap? And, we've all been there. We've all...
I've never been there.
Well, not been there physically, but we've all been brand new, and we all have those questions. But those questions are definitely asked quite a bit on those open forums on Facebook. And so definitely utilize those forums to be able to get those answers to your questions very quickly. And then more importantly, focus on the non-fluff. Focus on income-producing activities. I call them IPAs. Income-producing activities that are going to grow your business every day. You pick one thing that you're going to do 15 minutes a day to work your business. I guarantee you'll be working and building your business through the steps to success in no time.
Yep. All right, man. Get out there and get the rap on people. That's all you got to do.